Hello and welcome to Braceline. I'm Brendan, founder and creator of Braceline. I want to thank you for signing up. This video is a get started video, so let's just dive right in and get your first bracing plan started. Now here we have the file menu. You're going to see new plan and my plans. Go ahead and click new plan. Now some users are going to see this screen as their first screen during startup. And so what you have here is the home screen there, and so this icon here is the info icon, and so that is your project info there. And so that you'll notice there's three different steps to import your PDF. And so job info, pretty self-explanatory, call it whatever the job is. For this video, let's just call it temp. How about temp 1? And what you'll see below that is the governing code of your area. So in here you can choose between IRC 2015 or 18. Let's go ahead and do 18. Wind speed in our area is 120. Wind exposure C. Seismic activity, we're going to go with C, detached 1 or 2 family dwellings. Project notes down here, you could fill that out however you need to keep track of your projects, any info on it. Then we can, let's click down here, update plan info. So now you're going to be prompted to drag your PDF in. So this is where you want to make a PDF of your floor plan that you want to work on. So we're going to go grab mine. Now I cleaned up one, you'll see here, where I took off all the dimensions and the room names and whatnot, made it a little cleaner to make the shear plan. You can decide to do that or not, it's up to you. But let's drag that in. Go ahead, drop it in. Let that load in there. And then what you'll see next is the option to crop your floor plan. And so this is a nifty little tool that we put in just in case you didn't want to remove your format or whatnot. But you want to make sure that you leave a good amount of white space around your floor plan that allows for a better working space around there. So let's go ahead and confirm that crop. And then you're going to want to reference dimensions, one of the dimensions of your floor plan. And so in this case, I know that this garage, we've designed that to be 26 feet. This is where you're going to scale, where Braceline wants to scale your floor plan. And so I know that that is 26 feet. Oh, and by the way, zoom and pan here in Braceline is, you hold down your wheel button is going to be pan, and then also zoom in and out is your zoom wheel. So much like the CAD software that you're already using, it's pretty cool. And so let's go ahead and mark where those go. It doesn't have to be 100% precise, but you know, us CAD guys, we like things damn near perfect, don't we? So line those up with the exterior walls and then go ahead and enter in your length. Like I said, this one's 26 feet even, 0 inches. Confirm that scale. And now you are ready to go to the next stage. All right, congratulations. You made it through the first phase. Now you're on to phase 2, which is going to be placing your wall lines and your panels. Okay, so you want to click the icon right there. That icon is how to add wall lines. So we're going to start with vertical, our vertical wall lines first. I like to place them in one after another first, and I just get a general idea where I think my wall lines are going to go through the house. As I do this, I'm not going to get too much into the how-to on the IRC code. Mostly just focus on Braceline here and how Braceline works. And so once I got all my vertical lines in, I am going to enter my horizontal lines. And I just get those in generally in the right location there. They don't have to be exact there, if you notice. We can fine tune all of that later. But for speed's sake, I'm going to run through this pretty quickly so the video isn't too long. So 3 horizontal lines there. We have a nice dimension tool, if you notice there. And that dimension tool you can reference your drawing there. For instance, I'm trying to find 8 feet there for that little pop out. Okay, I want to show you something that actually can get a little tricky if you don't know how to do it in Braceline. Is that each one of these lines here has a dialog box that you pop up to edit each one of those lines. And so if you hover over the numbers or the letter of that box, go ahead and double click on it. And that's how you bring up the dialog box that's associated with that line there. There's 2 tabs underneath that line, and line A has all the information about that line, and then all the panels, which we'll add later. But I really wanted to show that that's how you bring up this dialog box, is that you double click on them, and then that pulls up that dialog box for that. So you could do that on each one of them. Each one has their own information that plugs in that's associated with that line per the IRC code and on there. And so I really wanted to show that one. It's kind of a hidden deal. We've had people ask about that, but it really makes for a streamlined way to pull up each one of those line info. Okay, now we could go on to entering in our info for each line. And so we have the bracing method. We're going to do the continuously sheathed method, pretty standard here in our area. Roof to eave, 6 feet. I'm going to just put in generic terms just for the purpose of showing how to use this. 9-foot walls. This is, like I said, where the panels go. We'll do that later. I like to go in and put in those defaults into every line there quickly. It seems to go through a lot faster when I do it that way. So I'm going to go through, enter all that in, 9-foot plate everywhere, continuously sheathed on the exterior of the home. Now we're going to start adding panels. So I went ahead and added panel. You could see that on sometimes the drawings they come in really small. What you want to do is find that panel, put it into place. This is the settings area where you can adjust the size of those panels to your liking. Some like it big and bold, some like it smaller, and so you have the ability to do that in that settings tab. Once that's set, each one thereafter is going to take on those settings as you insert them in. And so I like to place my panels quickly in there, and then I'll adjust the size. I'll fine tune that later, but I like to get them in position first before I start running the math. And so you can see the little tabs on the side is how you can shrink and grow these panels. So those grips, we call them grips. If they're too small for you, go ahead and go to the settings tab and adjust those so you can see them better. So as I'm going through, I'm placing my panels for each one of the lines, and as you notice, I double clicked that to pull that dialog box up, and then I enter in. I like to enter in 1 or 2 panels at a time. Oh, did you notice that I just double clicked that delta? If you click the delta there, it switches sides on you. Now that warning is that there's 2 panels that are more than 20 feet apart, we can fix that later. But that's another good feature that Braceline has. So see how I move that closer there? That warning goes away. That's because I have my panels closer than within 20 feet of each other. And so this is my portal frame at the garage openings that I put there. So we're going to shrink those to fit. Now if you notice, it is doing the math in real time behind the scenes. And so if you notice, those lines turned green there because I now have enough bracing for those lines. So that's one of the benefits of Braceline as to what makes it so fast is it does it real time for you. And so when that panel turns green, why it lets you know that you have enough bracing on that line. So after you have enough bracing on there, why you got to get it positioned correctly. And so make sure you don't have any warnings or whatnot, but get those panels placed in. So same thing, get them into position. If you notice, these panels are locked in within 4 feet of that line, and so it doesn't allow me to drag those out further than 4 feet because that's the max that the code allows. So we have some safety features built in that take care of that for you to remind you. Now I only need 4 feet on each side of there. So we've got that covered. I'm going to go ahead and just whip through the rest of these because I think you get the idea to complete this. Okay, I'm back, and we got our last wall line to finish out, which goes through the house. So we're going to choose chipboard on that line. We got chipboard 1 or 2. Get that placed, stretch that out. That drywall is going to go that full length. And you see, we've got green. We've got green everywhere. So that's called a pass there. And so the last thing to do is export out that PDF. Go ahead and click export. Let that download. Now that PDF, you can go ahead and open that up, save that to your drive. But let's take a look at it. It puts all your conditions up top, code there. Zoom out a little bit here. It gives a snapshot of your finished drawing. It gives all the calculations for the code official to review. It gives your pass or fail rating and all your lengths provided. It also gives you a legend that you can copy and paste right into your drawings. And so it tells you what method you chose. Pretty cool. You guys get the idea? All right, that's it for getting started. If you liked this video, make sure to hit the like button below. Also, make sure to subscribe to get more, to be notified for more content. And if you haven't already signed up for the trial, go ahead and look in the description below. We'll put a link in there to download the trial, get you started. And lastly, if you have any questions, make sure to holler. There'll be an email address below. Reach out to us for anything, any questions you have on bracing, Braceline, or if you just want to maybe give us some ideas on some improvements or just say hi. That's it. Hope you enjoyed.